Up to now, we have seen just the basics of network theory. That is, we have seen the network elements, which are resistance, inductance, and capacitance. And we have seen the connection of those elements, in which we have seen 3-4 types of connection, like series and parallel connection, and delta and star connection. And we have seen how to find equivalent of those connections. In this section, we will be studying some special concepts known as network theorems. So what are network theorems first of all? These are aimed at simplifying the analysis. There are certain sets of rules which you follow while circuit analysis in order to make the analysis simple. Now these rules are usually based on KVL and KCL. What all network theorems are present? The first one is known as superposition theorem. The next one is Thevenin's theorem, then Norton's theorem, and then maximum power transfer theorem, and the last is Taylor's theorem. So let us start with our first theorem, that is my superposition theorem. In superposition theorem, as you can understand by the name superposition, we are basically superimposing multiple sources. Now actually a single network may have multiple supplies, or it can have multiple energy sources. Like it can have, let us say, one current source, one voltage source. So in case of multiple sources, that the total response is actually the sum of responses of all the sources. That means total response is equals to summation response due to each and every source from I is equals to 1 to n, where n is the number of sources. That means suppose you want to find the current in a certain element and the circuit consists of 5 sources. Then find out the current due to each source, then add those currents with the direction, because some sources may circulate the current clockwise, some may circulate anti-clockwise. Then you will get the total current through that element. Now this theorem is applicable to linear, active and bilateral elements. Means you cannot apply it for the case of unilateral elements like diode. Because under different operating condition, like when both the sources are operating simultaneously, it may so happen that the diode may turn off. But when you operate individually, the diode may be on. So that is the problem issue, okay? So we want the circuit should be bilateral before applying this theorem. Now how to apply superposition theorem? Like if you want to find out the output due to the source 1, then short circuit all other independent voltage source. Open circuit all other independent current source. Leave dependent sources. Do not touch any dependent sources. Leave them as it is. Okay? Actually, when we are trying to find the response, we are only dealing with independent sources. That means if I am saying that there are n sources, I mean to say that there are n independent sources. Okay? So when we are trying to find the superposition of all the responses, then you have to consider the response only due to the independent sources. Because you will never consider only dependent source. Why? A dependent source can only be energized by means of a independent source. Otherwise, without an independent source, the dependent source can never work. Is it fine? So if your circuit has 10 sources, out of which 5 sources are independent source, then you have to find the 5 responses, one corresponding to each independent source. Then add those responses. Remember, this theorem is not applicable for unilateral element as well as non-linear element. Secondly, we cannot apply it for any parameters like power, because power is proportional to V square. So linearity is lost. You can apply it to find out voltage and current, not power or energy. Is it fine? So it can be applied to active as well as passive, but not unilateral and non-linear networks. Next principle is known as homogeneity principle. What is meant by homogeneity? It is mean that if you multiply the input, like if the output for x1t is y1t, then the output for kx1t must be equal to ky1t. That is the principle of homogeneity. That if you scale the supply by a factor, then the response will also be scaled by the same factor. Like if you see in this example, this is a 9 ampere current source. This is my resistance 6 ohm, and they are in series, that is 6 plus 3 is equals to 9 ohm. Okay. Now if you want to calculate this current in this branch, then the current I will be total current, that is 9 ampere, total current 9 into 6 upon 9 plus 6, that is, so we will take the other branch resistance 6 ohm at the numerator. Okay. So that current will come out to be is equals to 9 into 6 upon 50. That will come out to be 3.6 ampere. Okay. So this is how we have derived the current. That is this is 3.6 ampere, and the remaining 9 minus 6, that is 5.4 ampere, will flow through this branch. Now if we change the supply, that is 3 ampere. Now I have multiplied by a factor of 1 by 3. That is value of K is 1 by 3. So the response is also getting reduced by the same factor. That is 5 by 4 upon 3 is which is equals to 1 by 8. Okay. This was 5.4. So the response is also getting reduced by a factor by 3. Similarly, the response in this branch also got reduced by a factor 1 by 3. That is 3.6 upon 1 by 3. That is 1.2 ampere. So this is the meaning of homogeneity principle. Okay.